Alright guys, let's decorate this cookie. I like to do a stiffer consistency for outline and detail, and then I fill with a thick flood, maybe a 20-second. You can always use a thinner outline. I just, for some reason, I've always liked the thick, and the lines might not blend as well, but I don't know. That's just my personal preference. It's what I like working with. So that's what we're going to do. I always have my towel because I wipe my tip multiple times. So this one doesn't line up perfectly. What happened is all these other ones in this series, 2 of them are smaller than this. So I'm gonna have to do more of an outline on those. Or maybe I don't do an outline on those. I don't know. I'm torn. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just do an outline on these. So I'll probably, yeah, I think we'll do that. Okay, so I kind of start wherever, honestly. My ring's gonna get in my way. I hate having that. Okay. And see how instead of kind of like outlining these really small spots and filling them in, I just go over it a couple times. That's gonna happen. You have a thicker consistency. So I'll squeeze more and then thin it out. Go back over. I'm gonna wipe my tip. And wipe and straighten it out so the seam's not lined up. Bear with me, I'm in my new cookie space and I'm getting used to the height difference, the bench to table ratio. In little spots like this, I'm gonna go ahead and just fill in with my stiff icing. Just because why not? And you'll see I kind of jump around. Hope my head's not in the way here. And you know what? I'd usually be pretty OCD and anal about these, but I kind of, part of the appeal about these is that they're hand done, you know? So of course it's not going to be perfect. You're going to see little imperfections and flaws. I think it just all depends on what type of design. Like this, I'm okay with it being messed up in some spots. So I just wiped again. Let's fill in here. See how I'm kind of like dabbing? It's kind of a hard thing to explain. You'll kind of figure out you don't need to have constant pressure on your bag. You have more control if you don't have constant pressure. You can always go back on top. Like I said before, I used to, like if a line broke, I'd be really upset because I always felt like you could see where I continued the line. But on these, I'm starting to not care because part of the allure that I'm finding customers here like, and well, everywhere really, is that they're hand done. So it's normal for them to look hand done and not machine made. Alright, so I lightly push and then I'm going to push more. And then I take off pressure so that line stays thin. And when you're working with a stiff icing, or I guess it's any icing, but specifically stiff icing, with such a small hole in your tip, you're going to have curling. And that's just why I have a rag next to me that I constantly straighten out the tip, you know? See how I'm kind of like using the tip also to almost inscribe like motions, but see, I'm filling it in. I don't outline everything. See, I'm kind of dabbing. Y'all, oh shit, see that happens, part of my French. That's okay, I'm gonna just straighten it out, and that's okay, and then I'm gonna go back to my towel and straighten it out. You guys, I don't even wanna say how much I'm charging for this set. I don't know what came over me. Usually, for one of these, I'd probably charge at least $5. Just because you see the time that goes into it. I'm only charging $4 a cookie, which is outrageous, I know. I don't want to talk about it, but just gotta get through it. I always tighten my bag. I like mine really tight. I like these ties. I love them. It allows me to move it down as I'm moving on. See how it's curling? So I'm just gonna take my paper towel. Okay. It's curling a little bit. I know, my voice is so annoying. I hate it. I'm annoying myself, so sorry. See, I'm gonna kind of tap, so I don't even need to go back in with a scribe on these small areas. And then these, barely any pressure, and I'm actually dabbing, so almost kind of like a, I'd say like a a paintbrush, but it's almost like if you were to put some icing on the end of your scribe. And then that's how I kind of get these textured areas. See, dab, dab, and I'm not putting any pressure on the actual bag. And that's how I manage to do these really fine details. I'm just gonna go right on top, and it'll kind of blend together. It's gonna be a really long video, sorry guys. I'll try to get to these big portions. I like to do all the fine lines before I do the large fill spots. So bear with me here. I wonder if I'm even gonna be able to upload this. I hope you guys can see. Can't really tell if that's a line right there. I think it is. I don't think. Sometimes I have to look at my yeah, so then it's gonna be filled in there. Okay. I'm trying to go kind of slow so I can show you guys. Usually I probably go way too fast, and which isn't good. Which makes you prone to error, so I'll try to go slow here. Oops, see, it curled again, but I wiped it before I even made contact with the cookie. And you're gonna get less curling when you apply more pressure. So what I do on these, another thing, I wait to do the lines on these big fill spots. I mean, right here, that's fine, but I'm not gonna close it off yet because I'm gonna do a border just because I didn't wanna do, well, I'm doing exactly what I said I usually wait to do, so just kidding. And honestly, I can't always see. There are some days where I line my projector up perfectly. I haven't really figured out the exact science yet. And I feel like no matter where I move my hand, I can still see the image. But a lot of these, as I get up here, I'm not going to be able to see. So I just try to find whichever angle. I try to look at it with my eye and say, okay. Kind of just see like I was on my own there. And a lot of these finer details, you'll see in the grand scheme, they really don't make that big of a difference. It's because it's when you zoom out and look at the cookie, it all looks good. So I'm just gonna dab, 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 and barely any pressure on these small ones. See how I'm not dragging like piping a line? I'm using my tip. Sorry guys. Okay. I'm gonna just dab these actually, combined with the line drag. Gosh, my own voice is so annoying. I'm sorry guys. See, I am dragging a line, but I'm dragging my tip through it. Right. I wonder if that's just, I need to put my feet on the ground. Gonna go just over the top a little bit. Ugh, I hate teeth. Because the teeth are one part, so lots of pressure here, no pressure. I don't know, see, my icing is not dry yet. I think I just caved it down. Awesome. And I'll show you how I do these teeth. And I don't know if you can see, but see how on like some of these, there's jagged, there's texture to it. So for that, I just kind of dab. And you'll find that a lot in like facial hair, you know, where there's like waspy hair. And I just dab. I'm bummed that that caved right there. I hope it's not gonna bleed. It's obviously not ideal. So be careful when you're dabbing, or make sure your icing is very, very dry. Because I'm gonna dab with the mouth. See, I can't see where I'm going here. So I'm going to show you how I do these mouth parts. So you might think your instinct might be to outline the teeth, you know, like do little, I don't do that. I dab around to create a border. Because when you do the outline, chances are you're not going to be super precise. So see, I'm dabbing. So almost like I'm filling in the space outside of it. See, I'm not making a line. See, did it. I really should fill this in with my fill consistency, but we'll go ahead and do this. And I might actually take a scribe to go back over this section, just because it's such a small area. Let's see. And I do this a lot. I put my hand, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm a mess. It's a new workspace. I put my hand over my projector just so I can see everything that's happening. And you know what? It's gonna dry kinda, what you call it? Like not super smooth because it's a stiff, but that's okay. I'm not gonna sweat it. I need to get these suckers done. I'll look back at my picture, see if I'm missing anything. Nope. Okay. Seeing like that, I'm not gonna drag back up and trace because it's such a small, I'm gonna go ahead and just, and then let off pressure. That. Crap, I hope my icing's not overmixed. It should be pretty dry. Okay. If it's not, you guys, I'm just gonna put these in a box. So I'm gonna do the same thing with this eye. I can't really see it. I'm gonna dab. It's probably like the longest video ever. I'm not gonna drag, I'm just gonna dab. See? I didn't drag. I just let the icing come out of my bag naturally with a tiny bit of pressure. I hope my head's not in the way. And for kicks and giggles. See, that's another space I technically could have filled in with flood icing, but you know what? I'm not gonna sweat it. How long is this video? Oh gosh, 17 minutes. Cool. So see this hair right here? There. Boom. See these little fine hairs? That's, remember what I talked about earlier? I'm gonna drag down, drag down, drag down, drag down, and then just kind of fill in. See how you get more of that texture? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, squiggle, just to be safe. See, this is thicker than my fill. Okay. that curtsy eyes. I'm going to start with the most complicated one. So, see how it just keeps curling? So I just keep going back over. Alright, cool. Alright, I'm actually going to take my thick flood consistency and do an outline. And I always test it out, so I'm going to go ahead and just do this. You know. I usually would not do that, but I gotta even it out with the other side. You could turn your projector off at this point, but I like to make sure I'm filling in the right spots. This is so sloppy. I probably should have turned off my projector. Okay, there we go. I've broken the same spot. Okay. My neck is gonna kill me. Gosh, my tips are just curling like crazy. Sorry guys, take my face over here. Just because I can't see, I'm trying not to get in front of the camera here. I'd probably usually be a little more careful. Oops. I messed up here. I'm gonna just leave it, whatever. Okay. And I am going to use a scribe for this part. And if you just kind of shake it a little bit, you can kind of get it into those hard to reach places, and I don't want it, I want it to kind of settle in with the outline, so perfect. Cool. I used to do this all sorts of ways. I used to do like an outline, but like this, I like to keep it so it's all wet. I want it to dry on me before I'm done. So I'll go ahead and, usually it'd be nice if I had 2 bags, like, you know, so I could have a bigger tip. Neck is killing me. See how it's already drying? So I gotta move fast. It's not good. I wanna cut this tip because I like the size of it. I probably should though, because I don't want this to be sloppy looking. Alright, and that's that, and then I'll just fill in the rest.